We are now streaming. Wait, hold on. Yep, we're on.
Okay,
There we go.
marvelous. Hello, and to all of our readers and viewers at the Boston Poetry Marathon 2021. I'm Brendan Lorber. I'm knocking over part of my computer as I say that. Our technical host for the hour, who hopefully will not be knocking over her computer, is Suzanne Mercury. Thank you, Suzanne. And our organizers for this year's Boston Poetry Marathon online for 2021 are Christina Liu, X-Tina Strong, Suzanne Mercury, and Bridget Eileen. So thank you to the organizers. Thank you very much. Thank you also to our volunteers this year for the weekend: Gilmore Tamney, Daniel Pritchard, Tom Daly, Joe Elliott, Douglas Rothschild, and Chad Parento as special assistant to Carol Weston. We're streaming live to our Facebook page at Boston Poetry Marathon, our Twitter via Periscope at Boss Poetry Mara, and live on our YouTube channel. For links to these broadcasts, you can go to bostonpoetrymarathon.wordpress.com/watch. If you're already seeing this, you probably have already figured that part out. This year's Boston Poetry Marathon is a fundraiser for local organizations that work for racial justice in support of the Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate movements. Donations will go to Sista Fire Rhode Island, the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts, and the Boston Chinatown Neighborhood Center. Admission to the Boston Poetry Marathon is free, but a $10 or more donation to our fundraiser is recommended and appreciated. Please go to bostonpoetrymarathon.wordpress.com/donate for more information. And you can go to the pin post on the bios in our social media for these links as well. So I'm going to introduce the readers of the hour right now. They'll give a quick hello so we can double check their audio and connection. So we'll go around the room. First, we have Kirsten Beans. If you want to say, unmute yourself and say hello and correct my pronunciation one more time.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Eanes. No.
Then there's Mark Lamoureux.
Hello.
Adam Grabowski.
Hi, how are you?
Gloria Monahan.
Hi, everyone.
Kelly Dumar.
Hi, everyone.
And Andrew K. Peterson.
Hello, Boston Poetry Marathon.
Great. Everybody sounds good. We're about to officially start the reading. So if we could please have everybody but our first reader please mute themselves. And away we go. First with Kirsten Eanes. Take it away.
Thanks so much, Brendan. And thank you to the Boston Poetry Marathon. I'm really excited to be reading with you all. I'm going to read two poems. One is a longer poem, first up from my first book that came out at the start of the pandemic. This poem is called Flexile, Textile, and Delight, Textile Change Operator, Operator Orderly Cream. Know the hinge of your inclination, rack it out, wrap it around, the setup, the video, original. All of this is original, of a cloud driven before the wind. Does yours sound like that? Throwing the look of a solid era. Know the fences of it by encounter. Know them with elastic gladness / wrap oneself around them. Yea, though the hours would unyoke me, from me, have me be instant. I wanted to be a diachronic kind of picture. I repeat my hinges. Tell me more facts. Born up and raised in the big yard of expectations, I'm just waiting for my display. It smelled like lunch in the inside room, and I had only the other idea about it, knowing how to use the door, for instance. I want to believe I am the shapes I make with my life. It didn't seem to have sprung or to have come from anywhere but its suddenness, and its suddenness was in there like a quality. And what is I have? Just out here sieving peas, cork voice going out on the nice. The night is peace, is flash, is me, is lash, refresh, it does, it lash and lasts. I regret, regress, refresh the page. Cork voice going out on the night, saturated sail. In the dark to have arrived before the candles, Chandelle, Mortadella, Amanita, XX was huge. Tige de Sweef, we stuck it out, we lit the room, we flash, we very nice, refresh the page. We lash, we do, we through and through. I was trying for the we, you right? You're right like that. You read me right like that. Too read me in my room. Sundayed, pastry, costume, sun-clayed. To be so fresh you get a cold. Walls, sleek cornier, untorsion, that's the dream. That hatch, dirt cordant, it ripped the sound in two. I was into it. It was a toss-up. It really was. Perfectly as good as Easter green, slick as grace, as grass, cold supple, fresher coffee, task. Task. But I like some structure in my task. Under the blows of the whip of pleasure, wipe, fouet, fouette, to hear the thwack. Oh, to hear it in my very skin. I hear it in the Easter grass. They zigzag leave the bow rubands. The note out here, it gets so flat, and the screen got suddenly English. Screen got sudden act. Then my life did that thing I like with its eyes. A thing, anything. You drew down night? Yeah, I drew down night. I refreshed the ice, refreshed my nice. Me did it to me very casualty. Can you tell me the name of the distance between anything identical with itself? Delight becomes pictorial when viewed through pain. So they say, sooth, they say, where it tends. There, fair, thy eye is where it tends. I looked around and all I could see was partitioning. I looked around and could not see that all I could see was partitioning, but felt I knew it. / know your fences like a sweetness, run up against them again. The love is in the iteration. The heart becomes engorged and wraps around the fence. The heart becomes trying for the we, you write, and would make a little drawing there, where the body senses by changing itself for hours in the storm. Are there then no objects out the window? Then suddenly can one not remove the window from the sight? What sight the spirit has? Just snow. To perceive is to take for true, says one who sets out to take the shirt of the world and not put it on, to just remove it, and would make a little drawing there too. My thoughts arrange it radial, my empathy it makes a square. I cut the corners off before it's sandwich, mean hole. This was on my nicest plate. I was trying, okay? I was trying. I try and then I make it friends. I show my flag, my white decorum. I show it off my nicest lens. I try to get the outside in, but it's having none about it. Things I do best, sorry and awkward. Things I do best, again. No matter how much news there is, I always want it more. I refresh the entry bin, I wipe it clean. I sanitize the gym machine before I mount. I post, I like that post, I'm posting up and down. Around the ring, the horse will spook. Umbrella. Someone opens in the rain and throws you off. We are with me at the 12 years old. I bleed some minor blood there in the expensive dust I rent. I waited for my mother, but she didn't come. She had gone home, so I got back on and loved the horse again. It took me home. I took its saddle off and it got dark, but didn't rain. So that's the last poem in that book. And I have one more like really short one that I just wrote a week ago or so. I had to read Finnegan's Wake for my dissertation project and it kind of fried my brain. But this one's called Beppy. Beppy has a grilly. I have learned a lot, has accident man and beef toe, has natural morning dainty, china, domino perils and spirits of itchery. She comes offering solation and noth, a cloud on Caesar's face, her intentions. Like Phoenix, she does not have a bunket, nor does she want it. She is comprong with the creamy roses. She is showy diademic titter turf, showy sprinkle, Ranabeau spinch. Ambition has its forms and then escapes her. The year is at an end, it must turn around. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you so much, Kirsten Eanes. Next up is Mark Lamoureux. Please unmute yourself, Mark. There you go.
Hello. I'm just going to read one poem called Misericordate. A misericord was something, both something that was found on church seats to help prop a person up for all the praying. And it was also a thin, strong knife that was used to give the death blow to a mortally wounded knight in armor. They would either go through the armpit into the heart or the eye into the skull. And cordate means heart-shaped. And of course, the heart is the thing that gives us life and can also be the thing that kills us. So misericordate. My heart of chrome reflects sensation, bleeds fuel rods in the center of the silver machine, a corkscrew in the anvil of the night. My heart of crystal looks into the future and the past like the wounded eye of my love, the lashes that squeeze hourglass sand to diamonds in the barrel of the chest. My heart of coral rips the feet of my love to shreds down the Bimini Road with a necklace of jet wings. The fists of barnacles knock on the door of the skull. My heart of winter floats the votives, blast mausoleum with silver refrains. My heart of air is a ghost in the rain, stippled and obliterated, fuel for songs, choked with leaves, pecks at the unmarked grave like a blackbird in the green storm. My heart of onion paper brings my love to tears, but it's nothing I did today. My heart of glass is a pain in the ass, kills starlings, fogs up under its mask, cries with its mouth, does nothing with its eyes. My heart of stone, ballast for the black ship on the sea of blood, beating in the breastbone yard down where the dead men go when the ghosts climb up the throat like a song. My heart of fire consumes the pyre of my brittle bones, burns on the waves of my resting mind. My heart of flesh is torn like a carnival ticket to ride the Matterhorn. Its spokes of light light the cavern of the solar plexus, spin like the quick hands of a life clock ticking inside my heart of hearts on all the cards. The misery chord in my ear points the way home. The king who reigns and reigns on either side, neither up nor down, foretells nothing, and to nothing I shall return when my heart of clockwork grinds the chafe to the staff of the hermit who hides in the shell of the man. The mother of pearl is the daughter of stardust, of the diamonds in the mouths of the dead. My heart of darkness will quell your burns, points the way from the Bauhaus smile of the gnomon. My heart of earth buries its dead, who shall not rise, but burn like Venus in the dawn. My heart is a jar on a shelf on the wall, wet specimen in a bath of tears. The spark traverses the alembic to where words are collected and worlds. Thanks.
Thank you, Mark Lemereau. Next up, we have Adam Grabowski. Please unmute yourself and take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Grabowski. I'm out here in Western Massachusetts, Holyoke to be specific. I'm going to read 2 poems today. One is called Townie. That's a Western Massachusetts poem. We would park here after school, Oldsmobile air salted with our sweat, my forehead, your upper lip, our bodies quiet search. Here, the tuft of hair just above my bicep, there, the beauty mark at the edge of your navel. This was our blonde September, Bella and Sebastian, and our hurried, ever-quickening breath. Our first gasp saved at last, our first everything saved that last exceptional gasp. Out here in this church bell of a town, roads wind their salt and concrete around farmlands turned properties. The forestry keeps getting edged back and the stone walls can only mutter to themselves. Still, this road, this path crannied between berm and field fence stays as quiet as a farm, as distant as a house. Here, no one comes looking for us but us. September to May, and only a few cars ever passed by our fogged American windows, though we kept watch in shifts, a stray thought to glance up and around the bend while one's head swirled between the other's thighs. I tell you all of this softly, this time when love always meant discovery. The other poem is conveniently here in book form. And it occurred to me that I don't know what page it's on, so I'll have to kill some time. I hope everyone's doing well. Meanwhile, this is a book called What Saves Us. It's an anthology put together by Martina Spada. I was gracious enough to be put into that thing. And here I am, page 70. Adam Grabowski, The Plan, has a little epigraph. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose, fire away, by David Guetta, featuring Sia from the song Titanium. I want to be bulletproof, she says, from the back of the car, Ingrid, my daughter in the 3rd grade. Bulletproof? You want to be bulletproof? Like the song I say into the rearview mirror, like a bulletproof vest, she says, for school. I don't want to die. This is what pop music has done to me. 7:50 a.m. this Wednesday ride to Sullivan Elementary. She doesn't like the news that filters out of our bedroom television like an argument through a heating duct. She doesn't like the regularity of the drills now or the determination in her teacher's voice either, but it's the closet where they practice hiding that has her rattled. She can't always get a spot in the back. It's the ones up front whose legs stick out and you can still see their toes. It's the ones up front who die. She has a plan. She'll hide in the bathroom, stand up on the toilet where they can't see her legs. She'll keep quiet. She's golden. I was told once that parenting is about slowly losing control, that I can't walk in front of them forever, setting their world to order, that the buildings get bigger and the fields get wider. And now she's 9 and she has a plan. I can tell her, go out and get heartbroken. I've been heartbroken. I can tell her, if you're drunk, I'll carry you home. I've been drunk and been carried home. I don't know what to do when your Converse are still peeking out and there's a gun in the room. She has a plan, and I want to add that if she's near the gym, she can take the side door, run as fast as she can, but I'm wrong. Just look at the place. You can't even go outside anymore. Parenting is about slowly losing control. And today is the first time my daughter gets to say to me, you have no idea what you're talking about. The first time I can't say to her, I know exactly what you mean and mean it. My eyes soften. I am slowly losing control. When Sia sings, she means freedom. What my daughter hears is survival, a hidden place for every pair of legs, skin unpierceable in a pierceable world. In 5 minutes, she'll be in school. 5 minutes, and she'll be on her own. Thank you. I appreciate everybody. I'm happy to be here.
Adam Grabowski, thank you. Next up, we have Gloria Monahan. Gloria,
Thank you,
take it away.
Brendan. I'm so honored to be here with you guys today, and it's so nice to hear some of you read. Thank you so much. Adam has inspired me to read also a poem about a child, my child. Penstemon. Birds chirping echoes through the house, like madness or waves, a cacophony of wild screams. The garden is overrun with stronger trees and plants, dominating the small roses and lilies. They need a lesson in humanity. They need a lesson in humility. So do I. I was lying on the hammock, thinking of your hands on my body, and I heard a child say, I love you. In the grocery store, I stopped because love has entered my heart. The morning glories take over the compost heap and creep under the hostas, along the low grass. The Virgin statue, newly painted, stands with small white seashells at her feet, yellow painted stars around her ankles. It's a woman's garden. And the clematis stand tall over the side wall like teenage girls with long hair running and laughing in the sunlight. No one can catch them. So this is another, I'm trying to read poems that, this is from a book that came out in 2020 called Hydrangea, Kelsley Press. So I'm trying to read poems for this time right now. Tulip Tree. The purple salvia started up in the border garden today, along with the white and blue morning glories. They occupy my mind. On the hammock, I face the tulip tree. Somehow the small pink and red roses started to rebloom. I figure no one told them summer was ending. Those small flowers just come up out of nowhere, uninvited and adored. There's always the bittersweet sadness of summer and the height of summer, I think. And this poem's called Sheets. The wind blows the orange curtains in the room. They billow in mid-August air over the lilac flowered sheets. I'm reminded of the ocean and how the waves pull my whole body into redemption. People are talking about how summer is ending. Have they no heart? You came to me in a dream before I met you. There were roses in the garden of small white rocks. You told me things I never knew. Was it Nietzsche who said that if you stare long enough into the abyss gazes at you? What was he talking about? Echo, Narcissus, the shadow before 6 at night in the garden, or the light before the morning? So this is the last poem that I'll read. Feast day of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Your eyes are shut next to mine, eyebrows 2 tufted squares, freckled white skin, even though it's August. Hands curl under your face like my mother, except when they lie across the upper and lower half of your body, as if in conversation. About what I cannot guess. A boy, perhaps, the way a girl holds her head, a conversation you are not believing, a certain striped top from Brandy Melville, a silver turtle necklace. It's too hard to say. In this strong, silent dream, nothing wakes you, not even my movement from the bed. In the car, arms crossed, tennis shoes on the dashboard. There is not too much time to convince you to take sport, to get your braces, procure a tutor for math, to make everything all right. Today, the purple delphinium has taken precedence over the pink rosebush, temporarily and quietly withdrawing. It is the larkspur I see every day. As I draw the curtains, at first I thought it was a weed. I let it stay and it bloomed with no attention. Tall, thin, small purple flowers. They open every day and become more beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gloria Monahan. Next up, we have Kelly Dumar. Please unmute yourself and you're ready to go.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you, everyone I'm reading with and everyone who organized this. Jane Hirschfield writes, any given poem is for me an attempt to know more largely and intimately whatever condition of being I am in at the moment. We find ourselves off balance and the poem attempts to recapture balance. I'm going to read 3 summer poems. This first one is about trying to recapture balance after discovering some mice in my garden. And I've had a phobia about mice my whole life, but something different happens in the garden, even though it's fenced. See how they run. Glass top table rolled into her vegetable gardens June, newly seeded sweet potato, heirloom tomato, butternut. Open in center, blue and white umbrella. Storm whipped sail blows the whole over. Legs crack. Sun reshines. Red-tailed hawk soars over. Hills, hairy-leafed cucumber, pumpkin, blossom, sprawl. Rosemary green umbrella, shades table, duct-taped legs, pollen fogs glass. Gust under cloud unclosed, forces table over, shatter like crushed ice spillover, upturned rosemary green, fragments to bag up, knees, July, soil sunned, shift the broken, field mouse under umbrella runs, 1, 2 pups tug on nipples dragged, pumpkin shelter. Shush, glass crush pours into bag. Third, unfast, nestless, blindly runs. July 6th to the lake. It's horsefly hot. Wild grapevines drape a rainful brook. Alone, I walk this trail from home, canopied under ash and oak. I've lasted a good decade older than her age, that July dawn on her cabin's twin-sized bed. I sponged her lips all night. Her retriever panted from the rug. Me and my dog, mosquitoes hunt. Still, I'm a fan of this swamp cabbage stink, first green of spring, now gargantuan. Wild turtle heads bloom here on the forest floor. Crouch, see how they are? Underneath, their lemony bellies puffed. Her belly grew a mountain, swollen, appetite gone. Last July 4th, steamed lobster, melted butter. In my swimsuit, bareback, I'm hot-blooded, a feast. Her skin glowed the color of mercurochrome. Spring-fed, circled by shade trees, the lake will be soothing, cold, medicinal. First love, we have one. Body of water that bloomed our first weightlessness. She swam in our summers, hiked us up Monadnock, fed us slabs of chocolate on the granite peak. Out of sleep in the cabin after dark, I heard her say, I've had a good life. Dying was news to me. Lung rattle and no medicine for midnight. Take me to the lake. Look, 2 polka-dotted beetles lock on a green leaf in a fuck. A colony of milkweed stars, tongue pink. I'll be buoyant any moment. And my last poem. We went to the fair, a first day of fall. Remember our weather? All of us with sugary toddlers, our progeny, our doubles, how we herded them home, winded and heated across that whole-sunned meadow where shorn wheat was left rolled into snug bales to be barned before rain. When our parents were still quick, body plus mind and all our marriages intact. Have you ever felt sun to fall as glee as after that fair? One baby bowling ball bald, 2 or 3 towheads, a scrambler, 1 screamer, and 1 who ran all time into race. We went to the fair, weathering under our layer of atmosphere, pressure and vapor, sunbeam and grizzle. White silked webs hold fast in stiff grass. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kelly Dumar. Next up, we have Keith Jones. Keith, could you unmute yourself? And you're ready to go.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep, great. Thank you, everyone. I remove all vowels, lay glyph upon glyph, and wait for rain. Single notes that thread uncertainty, quantum sheets, fabrics torn. I've made this little stage a place of eternity. Some of it wonderful, some too rigorous to tell. Expertly, you go there, short clip, being among hypersaturated skin or bedcloth, tied at the corners of the market, you refuse. Let reflection be the limit. Pledge a gaze, prepare the summer house, the lake, the chairs, the peonies. It all calls for naming. Ancient swim at noon, all the pertinent presents. We were with one another then. Chardonnay, discourse, 2 white pines. Clippings grow roots in water. all the thoughts of years. I in this rope choked by this painting, inch blue, rich fine lines, projects you're in when you move. Crime in the cradle, bookings of lilies, well as it is, street and salve, traffic over time. You're as long as the afternoon while I lie, blank and late, bled mystic, lost Sufi afloat. The rescue you made, fed a spacesuit of friends, rest and risk, blade across your face, shoreline's face, lifts avenues and allies, traces of grace unblemish you, new as night. I flash slept in spirit time, nervous the story of flesh, alone in the thought space of the page, out of air's asphalt, a tree branch grew, in the puddle, plural, after the rain. A hand I hand you in language and in smoke. I thought I saw your name on a page, but it was only wind through the leaves of a sentence. In knowing fountain, water bearer, whole gold-wrapped tree of difficult truth, suffering unbidden. I, a daughter who was always a daughter, does she stray on open air? We who are always late. Phantom, apricot skin where the sun was, chemical bath untethered. One night in the TV chair, you swam the eyes of every commercial, woke up blind. Lost solstice you tell me of, incorrectional, incarcerated ghosts. Long savage day, flying fish in a dinghy of stars, visions of islands of earth. The disorder is fine until you say so. Riotous wound, the feel thing, they need to be stitched together. In their ear, you do it, so it may be. Sundays are for gathering upwards. Rainfall of tattered tent, leave it all, ballots and ballads, tugging at the sky, come just sheer of, literal, as the earth's halo of day curves, and there is moon, edges participant, shimmering jape of air, communal ampersand, bone wakes, truth. Every day, I put my phone upon you, place it on your belly, swim low, can't find, don't bother to find the surface, breach grid, greater good, your cinematic haptic stance, the chair you make of me, opaque, quiets me into forever, swift shift, syntax and profile entails mimicry. We move, the inside part. I love your mask, leave your hair long and unpainted. Theft cradling, long withheld, I love your mask, the inside part. No more mascara, don't shave, text me sometime. All digital and warm, your arms around me. Gradually, the soft sound coins oblivion. Like rain-licked phantom hotels post-sojourn. This time, I'd held it all in my hurt. Grows as bone. I think of you turning. Etudes of acoustic quarantine, tethered, ragged, asymptotic, dark star plight, right here, happening.
Thank you very much, Keith Jones. Next up, we have Andrew K. Peterson. Andrew, you can unmute yourself and take it away.
You got it. Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to begin with a quick poem from the revolutionary Loba herself, Diane de Prima. To a student, poems are angels come to bring you the letter you wouldn't sign for earlier when it was delivered by your life. This first one's for Michelle. You bring the wilderness into my bed, woven with a net and some coffee, sky and uneven burgundy, yoked winter and wet branches stitched in mermaid hair. Lonely, I invite the clouds in. They stay, like friends, in on the joke, theology and country, or delimiting center. at its origin mend. Safer fits too quick back into beauty, into fantasy. Spanish guitar, heavy lids and strings in my apronless waist. I watch rain gather avenues. The bed I bring to your wilderness, knots with quartz held open in the weave. Gutter feathers for Maureen Owen. Vapor hounds trail, say they're a good dog. Nothing left to say, something else to sting. A day at the shore ends in curved bobs and stone floods, doldrums, dolor de cabeza, everything damp. Meditate on that, tide in reverse, culling echo from urchin spiral. Hit me up at the cove. I'll be cousining, adaptive, Protestant in the mind's sky, tugging back a toke in the back of a cab, resting off the sleazy notes to sullen up the damps. The way I summon miles, oh, ye vast and wild peaches, and gutter feathers on strange blue avenues, tambouring wishes, the seeping clasp buzzing, the last star buzzing. Childhood, late capitalism. After Saturday morning cartoons, Candlepin Bowling hosted by Don Gillis, live from New Palace Lanes, Fitchburg, Massachusetts. When on March 31st, 1979, Ed Zernecki tossed a dramatic turkey in the end frame to set the high singles men's record of 179, you just knew it was your turn. Shut it off and go try something else. Childhood, late capitalism, Saturday, 2:43 p.m. Such a fine string going after all that rolling wood. And I'm going to end with 3 short poems from a sequence I have called Star Chart, which follows my natal chart for inspiration. My horoscope this morning said that this is the day for renegade inspiration, so thought I'd go with these. Saturn in Virgo. Don't worry, even Issa gets 3-star reviews in Amazonia. Each prong points out to unbound directions, infinite limits. Oh, tricky little quick one, shiny, spends its weekends off the ladder. Pluto in Libra. Vimala Kirti, pray for us. Remove thee from thy chemistry, or at least wake me, dumb and naked, before you go, from this stupor on the hawthorn slope where marigolds weep and peel the immense raw from human suffering that continues on, dying for themselves. Cynic, fiend, borrower of truth. If I only knew how to end this, I wouldn't have ever beginned at begun. Cop an opal, call it pearl, learn to be undone. And one last one, Mars and Leo. Kiss me on the apocalypse, like uncompromising eyes won't settle, like endless lips interchangeable, like sunless walls stained with cave-starched fingerprint pools, like invisible umbilic cords tied to the sprung equinox, like spiral nipples bleeding black light mushroom caps, like ravens' eardrums echoing back a burning forest, like my spine, a dirt-soldered company of Balkan widows, like thighs of heat and summons, like hips of heat and summons, like our dark chambered clouds of hearts, of courage and night and heat and summons. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Andrew K. Peterson. Next up, if the internet gods are willing to allow the connection to go through, we have Willie Francisco Ramirez. Willie, can you unmute yourself? And hopefully it's going to work.
Yes, hopefully it's going to work. Thank you.
Perfect.
You're sounding good.
So I am Willie Ramirez, and today I have decided to, I'm working on translating a book. So I'm going to read some of my translations by a Dominican poet. So I hope that's okay. So I will begin reading the poem in the native language, and then I will read its translation in English. First poem, Salamandra. Mujer del bosque, ente volcánico, alquimia de colores que duerme y se regodea entre las brasas. Salamandra, caudata, ser de mitos. En tu piel la naturaleza vive, en tu silueta reptiles evocas. Serás siredina, serás tigresa, mujer sabia, luz de serranía, caudar en la vereda, donde las deidades se asoman, tendiosas mujer para educir y plasmar el alma de las cosas en los trazos del llanto, la paz, el silencio, el pan, la armonía, salamandra de agua, de tierra, de pincel. So now I will read its translation, my translation in English. Salamandra, woman of the forest, volcanic entity, alchemy of colors that sleeps and rejoices amid the embers. Salamandra caudata, creature of myths. Nature lives in your skin. You evoke reptiles. You must be a sea maiden. You must be a tigress, wise woman, mountain light, river flowing down the path among the deities. Woman, you are the goddess who forms and gives contours to the soul of things in the tracks of tears, of peace, the sky, bread, and harmony. Salamandra, part water, part soil, part paintbrush. And I will read a second poem. First, the version in its native version, language. Está sola la calle. Busco la multitud y no siento los ágiles, débiles pasos en los adoquines. Camino y veo. Allí se arrastra el hombre con los pies en las manos. Acá gime el que me puede pedir un peso. Allá la mujer borracha sonríe como idiota entre vapores de sueño. Más lejana la catedral insensible a las voces que me atormentan. Está sola la calle, las palomas aguardan las 9 para alzarse en vuelo y el aroma de otros poemas sale a café. Empty street. The street is empty. I seek the crowd, but do not hear the agile, light footsteps on the cobblestones. I walk and observe. There, a man drags himself with his feet in his hands. Here moans one asking for $1. There, the drunken woman smiles like an idiot amid a cloud of sleep. Further down, the cathedral, insensitive to the voices tormenting me. The street is empty. The doves wait until 9 before they fly away, and the aroma of another poem comes out of the cathedral. Again, these are poems originally written by poet Tati Hernandez and translated by me. Thank you.
Thank you, Willie Francisco Ramirez. And our final reader of the hour is Sarah Perlstein. Sarah, can you unmute yourself and take it away to close the hour out?
Okay, here we go. Thanks. I'm going to start with a
It looks
poem.
like your camera just went off. I don't know if that was.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on one sec.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No problem. We're all figuring it out as we go. Yep, you're good now.
Okay, because I thought I could look on my phone. Damn it. Let's see if this works.
Okay.
Can you still see me?
No, but we can hear you. So why don't we just go ahead and we'll listen to your voice.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
No sweat.
Okay, so here we go. Radiant others. How is it that it is hard to live a life that is like a poem? When fugue is trance and no one knows the river's edge from the peripatetic snoring of sleep, I beg you to differ. But the eye-to-hand haptic trace of the blind, lucky feel on the screen's bitten scream allows the macaws to carol like laconic Christians on a drunken Christmas Eve. Okay. Second one is shadow me as you're still, and when you were just a kid, you knew everything about the refraction of the light through the oily glass windows. Proof you could withdraw a breath in sheer steam, graceful as a bloodied red painting of a babied body exiting outer space. You would seek to complete your whole life with colored pencils, too specific perhaps for 4-year-old hands, but necessary for the creation, temporary at birth, could have been anyone's woebegone feeder on the radio with strong women in biscuit heading, brewing a mix of injustice and a black and white and red all over one scripture roll and breed beneath the covers and feed the leaded peacock stained glass. I have one more. It's called Amygdala. Give the anima girth and she will let birth, an enemy of processes progress. No one shows back waves of horror audits your pixels with a swan scene imago which hurts the schema of the goo-goo gentle eyes of a scurried by scurrilous fur-bodied manga-driven monster's guilt. Felt feet of pool of eaten children's lunch meat, an ancestor of regret, and fellow scents of sweet burning almonds, a guileless sweated of feet. Do I have the time for any more?
Yes, you do actually. You've got a little over 2 minutes if you'd like to do another one.
Okay, thanks. I will. Okay, I'll try the physics of morning. After Sunday and the physics of early morning, stomaching you, crazy stained, new, with sepia tone, your eyes with a certain need to blink, fly me to the moon, moan for me from my back then as air to a flare, having had an absence of brother, an airy call to history, stomach pump and grind, hee-haw to home, whining, grainy moment to moment, gristle, averse to similitude when the birds peep. They seem to din of regurgitative nerves, organizing the Ides of Monday. And they call upon the girl to hoot, and the rain explains a little, like a doubling heartbeat is winking. No one goes off to bear the afternoon, like a landline stuck in another's hand, stuck upon a psychic bleed. It's simply that we may still be broken in a braided course caused by the partial silences of the invasion, evading the blinking of crypt time. I think I don't have time for another one, so I'm just going to end there if that's okay.
That sounds great. Sarah Perlstein, thank you so much. And
Thank you. Thank you.
Can we go back to actually the grid view, Suzanne, if we're not already on the grid view?
We are on the grid view now.
Marvelous. Just wanted to say thank you to all of the readers of this hour. That was Kirsten Eanes, Mark Lamoureux, Willie Francisco Ramirez, Adam Grabowski, Gloria Monahan, Kelly Dumar, Keith Jones, Sarah Pearlstein, and Andrew K. Peterson. And next up, in the upcoming hour, we have Casey Fallon, Sherry Kaplan, Jonathan Joseph, Pedro Pudavan, Heather Hughes, Chris Hughes, Robbie Gamble, Ariella Ruth, Gail Slater, and Meredith Arena. And I just wanted to quickly mention the fundraiser again, which you can get the details on at bostonpoetrymarathon.wordpress.com/donate. And we're going to be right back after a short break. We're going to end the live stream in just a second, but the readers of this hour, if you want to stick around here in our little private Zoom room, we can all hang out a little bit. But also in the meantime, just if all of you readers want to say farewell and good luck and Godspeed to everybody listening in, you can turn on your mics and say hi, bye.
Hey, everyone.
Thank you.
Hi,
all.
thank
See
you.
you next year in person.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah,
hope.
I hope so.
We're
Everyone,
gonna
thanks for
do it.
showing up. This was a very well put together, well run thing, by the way, for all the
thank you.
technology involved. So
It's
great
Thank
job,
you.
everyone.
kind of amazing feat that they've all pulled off, the 4 organizers.
Couldn't do
Yeah.
it without all of you guys.
Yeah.
An
Thank you.
honor to read with all of you. Thank you.
Same
Thank you.
here.
What a
Thank you.
great set. This was a beautiful, beautiful set. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, we're about to end the stream. Here we go.